just mean I get that time? It was a couple of minutes, a couple of seconds. I'm going to go from Auckland to Oakland, California. I'm going to talk about a project that was in the works for 10 years in the Bay Area. It operated at the intersection of public art, mass media, and community organizing. The we that did this, and there are multiple we's anytime I try to do a project, we're a loose-knit and evolving team of artists, youth, activists, CBOs, community-based organizations, school teachers, media makers, politicians, including the mayor, police chiefs, police officers, and public health officers. Our performances that we did over these 10 years featured unscripted, sculpted conversations that were multivocal between hundreds of teenagers representing their perspective to the audience, the communities that we worked with directly. We saw the entire 2.5 years as part of the aesthetic process. The context is important. In 1991, when we began, California was experiencing levels of youth poverty that it had never experienced before. In the past 20 years, it had dramatically increased as the defunding of public schools and the building of prisons had increased. In Oakland, 1 out of 3 young men, African-American men, between the ages of 18 and 24, carried paper, which means they had been adjudicated by the criminal justice system. We researched the pernicious ways that class, race, and youth were intertwined in public agendas as diverse as welfare reform and immigration regulations. And we also researched the role of mass media in creating the public opinion that was shaping these policies. So I'm going to talk to you about one of these performances. Took 2.5 years on youth-police relations, took place on the top of this roof. The project included rehearsals by police and youth that counted as police youth training programs, workshops before for over 350 youth, including youth on probation, a paid youth planning team, multiple articles and television interventions, many of them done by youth trained to speak in the media, and a prototype training program to teach officers how to behave around young people. I'm going to show you now just the performance. 150 teenagers and 100 police officers, Jerry Brown, Richard Word, and several politicians sort of convening before to congratulate each other. This is a strategy of intervention because the media was there, aligning these people's visions about young people with the message that we were doing. The performance is a symbol of what has gone before for the 2.5 years and a mobilization on specific levels. The goal is to reframe the contentious and dangerous, mostly to young people, on the street encounter with a series of protected, facilitated conversations, first in private workshops as rehearsals and then in front of the Oakland community as performance. Act 1, the lowriders and the police was canceled because the Free Mumia protesters saw this as a really opportune way to get media coverage. Act 2, and there they are. Act 2, the police were unused to being told what to do by anybody, including stage managers. Act 2, up on the roof, was 30 groups of teenagers and police facilitated, talking between red, white, and black cars as the sun went down. These were facilitated. Audience was allowed to wander freely, come and go as they like, but not to intervene in the conversations. Around the perimeter of the roof were 30 television monitors with youth-developed media on their neighborhoods, safety and their neighborhoods. And then the sun went down, the arguments got either more contentious or less, and I'm rushing so I can show you a video. Part 3 was the community. 50 kids jumped up out of the groups at sunset. They ran downstairs. You can see overhead they're dancing on the 4th floor. This is the community floor. And the community floor has a youth mentorship sign-up table, 8 picket fence platforms for people from community organizations, from communities to talk about youth police in their neighborhood, wall projections, video by youth, television, photographs by youth, and web design by youth. And now I'd like to show you a couple of minutes of the conversation. Down with the sound. In the aftermath of several violent issues in Oakland this spring, people there have reinstituted Code 33 workshops with the intent of putting 400 police officers through the youth training program. Thank you.